Okay, we're on.
Good afternoon, folks.
Howdy, people.
Happy June.
Yeah,
We're in June. Happy summer. It's
we just
coming.
figured it was time to do, after the Carmel Anthony trial, we figured it was time to do a show. So we're back.
Oh, we got a lot of them out there, my friends.
My
Oh my
bird is
goodness.
on
And
my
we'd like to ask
shoulder.
your opinion on it.
Little birdie on my shoulder.
So please,
Come here, come sit.
after the show, give us your comments
Yeah,
on,
please.
because we're going to ask your opinions
Okay.
on some of
My
these things
bird
that
stepped on my keyboard.
that are
Anyway.
going on out there.
Okay, so let's start the show, okay? Because let's have some fun. First off, Kerry asked me a question, and I really want to answer it here. Kerry asked me, do you remember the question?
Yeah.
It was something to the effect of, God,
Yeah.
hit me.
Well, like the Delaware Rivers, right? Every time you talk, like I got friends in my neighborhood.
Okay, I remember that.
So to make a long story short, every time I see the person, we just say hello, how are you? How's your dad? How's your family? Okay, everything goes fine. Right away, they got to bring up
Trump immediately.
Trump immediately.
Okay. Okay, so you ready? So
Yes.
my answer to Kerry is, they don't read, first off, they look to regurgitate the headlines that they read. They tend not to, what I find is they tend not to delve into the actual article. They see a headline, and
Yeah.
in their mind, they're being quite analytical. And what I mean by that is they try to piece the story together themselves, but they do it from a perspective of hating Trump instead of from a perspective of,
In fact.
well, as Judge Judy would say, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true.
Okay, yeah,
And they don't care about that.
Just the facts, man.
Just the facts, exactly. But I love Judge Judy. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true.
Thank you.
And that's kind of
Right.
like what they go with. Like the Epstein file, okay, is a great example. Okay, there's got to be Epstein files about Trump. Got to be 3 million. There's that. Listen, okay, if you're that stupid that you can't figure out that the Obamas, the Bidens, Comey,
No.
who else? Who else was in there?
Right.
Obama, Biden.
FBI guy, right.
Oh, Clintons.
Clintons.
These people,
Harris.
you're telling me that they didn't, that they knew,
From 2016 now.
right, that something was in the Epstein file that could stop Donald Trump from becoming president. Not once,
Twice.
not once, twice, and they didn't use it.
Even 3 times.
Are you kidding? They tried to arrest him 90 fucking times. Okay, they tried to take his fucking personal fortune. They tried so many different ways to get him out of politics. And the sickest part about this is you go and look at the people who are talking about him the worst. I'm not talking about like Swalwell with him because they're too young to have dealt with him in the past. But I'm talking about like Al Sharpton. I'm talking about like Clintons. I'm talking about all these people. You go look them up with Donald Trump, and you'll see them kissing his ass prior to him getting into politics. Okay, prior to him getting into politics, they were kissing his ass. Okay,
so one of them was Hillary gave him a big hug and a kiss, and then after
he was at Chelsea's wedding.
There you go.
Anyway, so the reason that this happens is because instead of them reading the article, they go to people like this Charlemagne the Odd. Okay, I can't call him a guy because that's fucking ridiculous. But Charlemagne the Odd, and he turns around. Here's a great one. Okay, so just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, and what he'll do is he'll take that headline and run with it and make it the most exaggerated, hyperbolic thing that ever was. And I'll give you a great example. Okay, go look him up right now and see what he said about Trump going to the Knicks game.
Knicks game on Monday night.
Now, I might have even understood. Like some people turned around and said, the Knicks lost because Trump was there. I find that kind of funny, really. It's but
no, you're right. I'm sorry. There was a guy on video.
No, I'm not making it up.
My kids showed me right after the game. The next day, this young kid on video, Knicks fan, playing Trump. The next day,
absolutely,
right away.
And like to me, I find that to me at least has some humor to it. I got something stuck in my tooth. I just made homemade pizza. Anyway,
absolutely delicious, people.
And I made homemade garlic knots.
I'm gonna tell you right now, better than raised pizza and everything. Homemade.
Anyway, so getting back to what I'm saying is, he turns around. They asked him. They were like, "Do you think that it was Trump's fault that the Knicks lost?" Like Trump was the fucking center. You know what I mean? It's like I don't understand.
He took that 3-pointer and missed.
He's sent some under the rug money to the refs and made sure that they were going to lose. It was the stupidest thing going. And he said,
he missed that 3-pointer.
So wait. So Mr. Odd turns around and goes, in the most serious voice you'll ever hear, he goes, "Well, I don't think it's his fault they lost, but I do think he took the joy out of the game." And let me tell you something, okay? If that's what took the fucking joy out of your game, you're a bigger asshole than you look.
Okay,
because somewhere somebody was getting raped and that didn't take the joy out of the game. Somewhere
Yeah,
somebody was
somewhere,
getting
right.
beaten, and that didn't take the joy out of the game. Somewhere there was a baby being beaten, and that didn't take the joy out of the game.
People
Okay.
dying of cancer.
People dying of cancer. They lost their battle with that. That didn't take the joy out of the game. There are gay people being thrown off roofs in Iran. That didn't bother. There are Uyghurs. There are
Kids are being taken.
there's
You know?
child labor.
Yeah.
But none of this shit took the joy out of your game. The only thing that did was Donald Trump sitting
Show
in
it
a
up.
seat.
Right.
What a fucking asshole you are.
Really?
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you tell me these people don't have CBS.
I mean, come on, man. Wake the fuck up.
Come on, that's mental.
You got the life of fucking Riley. You live in a mansion.
Right.
You basically talk for a fucking living. And you got the nerve to have no joy because somebody sat in the seat and watched the game that you're gonna watch.
Right. And
You're fucking
and
ridiculous.
the funny thing is that Trump was that garden watching games for his kids.
Yeah, no, it's got bored. I mean, it's like that other idiot, Holkowitz. He should go, I'd like to see him named at the starting five on the 1990 playoff. Yeah, 93, right. It was 73. It was fucking 73.
Right. That was the
I was
last time.
alive.
Right. That was the last time they won. They won in 1970, 73. Now, you know when they were there? 94 and 99, and they lost. The Hochul got it all.
But you know what that was?
Don't ask Warner Wolf no more.
But you know what that was?
Hochul.
That was one of their moronic interns or campaign people who turned around and goes, you know how you could get Donald Trump? This is how you get him. You're a moron. Why don't you stop trying to get him, start trying to work with him? That's the right way to do it. He's got a certain amount of time in there, whether you like it or not, he's in there. And to fight him on everything is
By the
absurd.
majority of the people, 80 million.
Anyway, that's easy. Let's get to Carmelo Anthony now. So my thing with Carmelo Anthony, I'm on a fence about some things, and I know this is gonna piss people off.
Me too, I got something.
I'm a little on the fence, and what I mean by that is I think personally he should have gotten more time. I think honestly he should have gotten the 99 years because really and truthfully you're getting half that. You're getting 45 and parole. So he's 20 now, so he'll be out 65.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he'll be out when he's 65, and meanwhile this kid Austin Metcalf will never breathe another breath in his life or his death, I should say.
Right,
But here's where the fence comes in. So make no mistake. I think he's totally guilty. I think he was guilty of murder. I don't think he got enough time. Okay, this is my personal feeling.
Same here.
Now, from a father's perspective.
Cold-blooded murder.
Okay, now from being a father's perspective. Okay, I would have never advised him. See, I really believe that his family set him up to get as much money as they possibly could.
Sure.
And I'm going to explain to you why.
You got the gold fund, right? All that
The
stuff.
GoFundMe. And here's the deal, okay? When you're in this situation, okay, they wanted the GoFundMe because it was supposed to be this
legal fee.
this amazing legal team, like OJ had. You know what I'm saying?
The dream team.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, it was the race team.
Yeah, it was absurd. It was literally a circus. I'm not gonna. The
Race
defense,
card from day one.
the defense was calling people who were strengthening the prosecutor. Explain that. Explain that. They turned around. They were like, "Do you think Carmelo Anthony was the instigator?" Expecting this kid to say no. Kid go, "Yeah, it was." This is what they did. They had no idea what they were doing.
Nope.
Okay. And I'm an idiot, all right? I really am. I'm an idiot, and I know that. And I'm not a lawyer by any means. But if I was his lawyer, and not putting him on the stand, I think was a mistake. Because at this point, you had nothing to lose. You lost this case. You lost this case. The minute you were getting ready to rest that case, you lost it. Your only possible help would have been to put him on the stand and have him cry his eyes out about how sorry he was.
Right, because he's only 17 at the time.
Right, listen, I'm so sorry. I swear, it wasn't my intention to kill. I lost, whatever. Have him cry his eyes out, and at the end of it say, I'm guilty, and I'd like to throw myself on the mercy of the court. Because at that point, at least you get some mercy from the court, okay?
And you admit your guilt.
What they did was they dragged the parents. What they did was they dragged him to trial because they knew.
Right.
And by the way, that was with the lawyer. What I would have done prior to even this case going on, because they look more favorably on you if you don't waste their time.
Right.
And so,
right.
in general, judges look more favorably on you. So what they should have done was they should have went for a plea deal. right from the beginning. Right, listen, he admitted it. He said, "I'm not alleged. I did it." So right from the beginning, he already admitted it. You're wasting that ammunition that could have saved him some time. And you go there and you go, "Listen, I did it. I'm sorry." You really feel the empathy
Right.
before the judge. And again, you throw yourself on the mercy of the
Yeah.
court. And the
Now,
truth be told, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
He would have gotten either
Right.
7 to 10 or 10 to 15.
Right.
He would have either been out in 3.5 or 7.5, and it would have been over with. And that's, I'm not making excuses for the kid, believe me. But this kid's parents hate him. They hate him. The only thing they liked was the money, and that's what they went
Because
for.
they used that money to
They,
buy cars.
they threw him to the they threw him
Yeah,
to the
they bought
wolves.
cars and a home.
Yeah, and I know that there's
I mean, that's
they're
insane.
saying that did, like there's some people, I don't know, I didn't go into their finances.
Right.
I've heard that, and I've also heard that it wasn't true. I don't know, and I'm not even going to go there with that.
Right.
I do know they had $600,000 at one point, and they had more than that. It was almost $1 million. Okay, they were looking for $1.4 million, if I remember right, and they were up. I think they were up over $1 million.
They were up
if I'm
there.
right, and basically they knew that if he pled, as soon as he pled, there was no more money coming in. And so what they did was they threw him to the wolves. They used Charleston White. They used whatever his name, Alexander from that national group, whatever it is, and everybody, and some chick named Tiffany Billiards, if you get a chance to look her up. These are all scumbags. Okay, these are all scumbags who were basically using this poor kid for money, no other reason. And I do mean he's a poor kid, because the truth of the matter is nobody in their right mind could do that action. Okay, so something knocked him out of his right mind, because there was no chaos prior to it. There was no, by chaos, listen, first off, let me tell you
Not in
something.
a scuffle.
First off, I have to tell you, I'm speaking from the perspective of having been stabbed by a black man. Okay, so, and he knows I'm not making this up. Okay, I'm speaking from the perspective of having been stabbed by a black man who I knew, who was a friend of mine. Okay, and I understand why he did it. We were fighting, and I was winning, and he got scared, I guess, and pulled it out, and I was stupid enough to go against it, and I got stabbed. I still got the better of him, but I got stabbed. It happens. But in this situation, this wasn't that. This was him just standing there and plunging a knife into another human being. That's not right
Normal.
in your
It's not
mind.
Right.
Okay.
He could have walked away.
Even if he didn't want to walk away, even just standing your ground, or turn
Right.
around and say, "Can you get a coach? Can you get a coach?" And don't get me wrong, in a lot of, I don't think that this kid should be dead, but I don't think he handled it correctly either.
No.
I'm not gonna. I can't be a hypocrite.
Right.
He should have turned around when this kid
And got a coach.
got a coach, and it would have ended everything. Listen, coach, I know you want me to be in charge, but I'm not security. I'm a kid.
Right.
And I'm here to run a race, and I'll help you build whatever you need to build. But I don't want, just like you said to Carmelo, I don't want to fight you at a track meet. Well, if honestly, I don't mean to say it like this, but the truth is, then walk away. Him sitting there 5 more seconds until you get a coach is not going to end the world. So on that level, I do feel he was wrong.
Right.
And I'm trying to be very, very
No, you're right.
even-minded
Right.
with this.
The young man should have
So,
got help.
I understand, when being in high
Same.
school, you got that little toughness going on and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that you have the right to stab somebody. Okay, no matter how it works out. I'm sorry. That the kid is wrong. Should have gotten murdered. He got murdered.
Should have got life.
Should have gotten life.
You
Or
take a life,
99 years.
you get life.
That's right. That's right. Or 99 years. He'd be out in 45. But the point of the matter is, the parents really screwed him over.
Sure.
Oh my God, what they did to this poor kid.
They didn't care.
And
Parents should be in jail with him.
and you can turn around and say he's not a poor kid. He killed somebody. He killed somebody because he's a poor kid. And I don't mean poverty. I don't mean poverty poor. I mean because his
Lifestyle, whatever he learned.
his what's the word I'm looking for? His entire being is in turmoil because of what his parents must have done to him.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying they abused him.
there's
but-
no need for
Damn right they didn't support him. I guarantee it.
no.
I guarantee it, because that's not a stable individual.
Because when you think about this case and you hear about it, there's no need to pull a knife.
No.
None. And why did he take a knife to school? And why did he go over to the tent where he knew he wasn't
Now,
wrong?
I'm going to tell you
Now, you know what they were saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, defense was, of course, their defense.
that
It was pouring rain.
There was no rain. There was no rain. The coach even said that. Coach said that we had a little bit of rain earlier, but there was no rain delay. At that point when this happened, there was no rain.
Now I believe, that's my opinion, I believe he went there to start trouble.
Yeah, well, see, that's why I was just going
I'm
to go with
sorry,
this.
that's my opinion. Why would you go there with a knife?
Yeah, I think he was, to be honest with you, I think he was actually seeking out Craig. I think he was actually seeking out, like, that tough guy persona type of thing. And,
Now, I have one more thing that bothers me too. They were saying it had nothing to do with race. Now, in my opinion, I have 50-50 on that, because if that was a white kid killing a black kid, they right off the bat it's a race thing.
well, you're saying that, but let me ask you a question.
But how come it wasn't race here?
Wait.
He went into new. Maybe he was looking for
Well,
a
let
white
me
kid
ask
to
you,
kill.
let me reverse this now, okay? What if Austin was black?
Right.
And he went over to Carmelo. Would Carmelo have still stabbed him?
That's what
Or
I'm
did he
saying.
stab him because he was white?
Right.
You know, who knows? I can't tell you that. I'm not gonna
In
judge.
my opinion, I think he did it because he was white.
I would have to see.
Because this is what they're learning growing up. You're a white kid.
You know
you're
what?
done.
You know what it is.
Right?
We got to stop this with the and like everybody says it.
Well, just recently, I'm sorry, just recently, they got a guy, black kid, saying he's gonna wipe out every white person.
Yeah.
So they got him now. But
Yeah.
this is what's going on.
Yeah, showing up.
So maybe this kid's listening to people, and I don't know.
But it's
There's
not
no
even
need for it.
It's not even that. We got to really stop blaming others
Right.
for what's wrong with us.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to. It's, well, I'm living in this because the white man doesn't want me to do this. I can't go to this neighborhood because the black man is there. It's absurd.
Right.
It's absolutely absurd.
It is absurd.
All we have to do is live together. It's so fucking easy to do.
Right.
I mean, it's not, you don't like somebody, stay away from them.
Well, now here's another.
You don't, I don't know. To me, it just seems so simple.
Now here's another case. In South Carolina, the child.
Yeah.
Another case where.
This I have an issue with because, but I have to say before I comment on this, because I'm going to comment, but before I comment, I don't know the story well. I know the facts I've heard, and I'm going to go by that. So I could be wrong.
Right.
I'm not going to say that
Right.
with any definite.
And we'd like to ask your opinion on this.
Yeah,
if you don't know
please.
Because this thing here.
Yeah, tell the story because you know better than me.
Like you said, now we got the facts. So far the facts. Okay. South Carolina, a young black kid, 14 years old, walked into an Asian, mini store. And he had a gun on him. We don't know if it was loaded, I just said, but he had a gun on him in his pocket. He went up to you see it on video. He went up to then they got some counter. Well, he went behind, he got the water bottles.
Right.
But he was taking 4 water bottles and putting them in his pocket. Then, when you see it on the video, of course, you see the wife, now she walked over, she stood behind, and what? He put them back. This is what you see on the video. He put them back. He left the store. When he left the store, he started to run. The son and the father, you see them running out after. Now, apparently, 30 yards later, the father shot the kid in the back and killed him.
Yes, I have an issue with that.
Now, they did a trial and they found him innocent.
Yeah, I have an issue with that because the truth is, once he left the store, there was no grave danger.
Right. So we believe, like I said, with the facts, I think the man is wrong, but like you said.
Also, do we know if the kid ever pulled his gun out? Did he pull
No.
it out at any point?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm sorry, Chow is wrong.
Actually, what they said was he pulled it out in the street where he was running, but there was no proof of him shooting. Right.
Well, if he pulled it out, that's different. Because listen, if someone
That's what I
pulls a
said,
gun,
we don't know the whole story.
so if you're chasing somebody and they turn and they pull a gun out, you can't wait for them to shoot it because that's chances are you're going to get hit. You got to shoot them first.
Then there was another
that
story.
might change my opinion.
Right. But that's what the son said. But then when, of course, when they went to trial, there had no proof of him pulling.
Really, there wasn't any cameras.
Yeah, they knew that he just had it.
I mean, along the trail that they were running.
So far, no.
That's what I would have checked. I would have went right to see if there was any cameras.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know the whole story
because if he pulled a gun, then he deserved to die. If he didn't pull a gun, then the other guy should be in jail.
Right. But that's what they said. The kid didn't pull the gun. They just said they knew he had it, and they rolled up.
But I was just telling you a story real quick. Here's another one that's just it's still on the same line of stupidity. So this cop notices a car driving, and the tags are expired.
Oh, Jesus, man.
And so he pulls him over. So he has to give the name. The kid. I want to do this real quick. So he asks the kid the name. The kid says, "My name is Jacob Jones." Cop says, "Do you have your driver's license?" Kid says, "No." So he uses, like, I guess, facial recognition or something like that. And it turns out this kid's name is Brent something or other, and there's a warrant for his arrest. There's no tags on the car. He's not providing insurance. He can't provide his license or anything else. Cop gets him out of the car and takes him to the back of the car. At which time the cop pats him down but doesn't put him in handcuffs. That's huge, okay, first off. Before you tell a person they're under arrest, you get them in cuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because once you tell them you're under arrest, you're in for the fight. Right? First, you just nicely tell them, "Listen, I'm going to put you in the cuffs just for both of our safety, blah, 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 blah." Get him in the cuffs, then there's a warrant for your arrest. All right? So he didn't do that. So with that, he turns around to the kid and he goes, now he patted him down. The kid's standing there talking to him. He goes, "What's your name?" The kid goes, "Jacob Todd Jones." The cop turns around and goes, "Come on, I know it's not your real name. Tell me your real name." The kid goes, "Jacob." So with that, he goes, "Listen, your name's Brent, blah, 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 and there's a warrant for your arrest." And once he says that, the kid takes off. Now, this is taking place on a highway. So the cop takes off and chases after him. So they go over one barrier, they go through the grass, over the other barrier, and they come up on the highway going the other direction. The old car's going the other direction.
Right.
So the kid goes to run across the highway. As he gets into the first lane, the cop tases him. Now, what a taser does is it freezes you and you just fall down.
Right.
He freezes and falls down and gets run over by a car. Now, the warrant for his arrest was over something like parking tickets. It was literally a misdemeanor. So the kid gets run over by a car and dies. So this cop went in such an irresponsible manner that he literally
Reckless.
he put his life in danger. He put the kid's life in danger. He put the person in the car who hit them in danger. And this was over a misdemeanor parking thing.
Now, you know, that person that hit him is going to feel guilty because he or she.
I think it's a woman, and she was injured also.
Right. Now, she's going to feel guilty. She did that. It's not her fault.
Well, the county actually had to pay $5 million for it because it was so reckless.
Wow. See?
But this is the stupidity, you know. This is really the stupidity behind it.
And the funny thing is, he could have got him later on.
You know, as long as we're into this, let's get really...
Right? The cop could have got him later on, could have let him go.
Yeah, when you have his name. I mean, if you knew that wasn't his name, you had to know his actual name, right? And you knew you had to arrest him.
Oh, we're talking about stupidity out there.
But you want to know how stupidity gets in our judicial system? Okay? We have charges. What's going on? What are we looking at? I don't even know.
She's in Texas. And
oh, the TPSU.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. There's a riot going on the TV. Anyway, so here's how stupid our judicial system is, okay? We have charges like attempted murder.
I hate to laugh.
Let's think about that a minute. Let's think about attempted murder. So what am I saying here? Am I saying that you didn't do well enough? I'm going to let you get some practice in and come back and try again. Why is that even a thing? I mean, how is that? Why? If you attempted to murder somebody, you should be up on a murder rap. Right. You tried to do it. Right. I thought law was all about intent. Mm-hmm. I thought that's what law was, about intent. What's your intention? That's the difference between manslaughter and murder. Murder is you intended to kill a guy. Manslaughter is you did it recklessly. So there's no,
and then they give you a chance to do it again.
Attempted murder. I mean, attempted theft. What's with the attempt? You attempted to do it. You did it.
You didn't succeed.
It's like, dude, let's look at it let's look at it from a biblical point of view, okay?
God help us.
If you attempt to steal something, but you don't get to do it, it's still thou shalt not steal. It's still against, you tried to do it. Something just saved you from actually following through. But your intent was the same. Why is there an attempted murder? It makes you were too bad to do it the first time. I'm always having no shot. How stupid is that? I don't know. Anyway, dude, we're coming up on 25 minutes. I think we're done. What do you think?
Sounds good to me, man.
All right, you know the drill.
Well, give us your comments on
it. Please
and
do
see if that guy Chow, the South Carolina, was right.
Listen,
look it up. You might have more facts.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your versions of it.
But those were the facts that I got and I saw on video.
And I truly hope I was very level about everything.
Right. And like my brother said, if you're running away, and you're way past the store, there's no 30 yards.
Yeah.
What do you think?
There's no reason to kill a guy.
So you give us your
But
opinion.
if he turned around and pointed a gun
Right,
back at
see,
you,
that's
you
another
gotta shoot him.
thing. Right.
You know, it's a different, and like, I'm talking about even if you attempt to get it out,
Right.
you can shoot him. But if he's just running and his hands are up like this, and you shoot him in the back,
Right.
dude, in the 1800s, you'd be hung for that.
Rifleman.
Yeah,
That's the
you'd be hung
rifleman.
for that. Yeah, you'd absolutely be hung for that.
That's the rifleman.
So, you know, anyway, I was gonna say one other thing, I can't think of what it was now. Anyway, it's not important. Oh, hey, I got a quick joke for you. You ready? Okay, you ready? I'll do it to you because you're here. Where do kings put their armies? In their sleeves. Anyway, so here's the deal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here's the deal. St. Jude, you just got that in
No,
your
it's
sleeves.
funny.
Anyway, okay, so you know the deal. St. Jude, Shriners,
Children, two tunnel for towers.
Wounded
Easter
Warriors,
Seals, Wounded
Easter
Warriors.
Seals. What's the one that begins with F? Something. I can't think of what it is now. Anyway, be charitable. Let's make it
Yes.
easy. But just make sure that you're giving the charity to the right,
Yes.
you know, to the right organization.
And watch the game tonight, Knicks Spurs.
Yep.
Well, it looks like you're violent out there with like the other Knicks fans.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what AI said, and so far it's not panning out. But I'm gonna tell you what it said. AI called it as the Spurs in 6, and it kind of is because it said that the Knicks were going to be. Well, it actually said that the Knicks were going to be furious in the first 2 games, and then they were going to peter out, so to speak.
I said Spurs in 7. I think it's still going to go 7.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you what AI said.
I mean, let's go Knicks though. Let's root. I'm not,
Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Have
a great day, man.
Enjoy the show. Be safe out there, people.
Stay as cool as you are.
Yes, humidity is rising tomorrow.